Greens have one. Please come over to make sure everything's set on up. The rumble's going on here. YouTube actually went up pretty quickly today. Which is online. Kick is online. Twitter's online. Looks like everything's online. Give me a moment to activate the live chat windows. And just my microphone. That's a better spot. There we go, and there we go. Give me a moment to check my other computer. And there we go as well. So, let's go ahead and get started. Not single player, multiplayer. I do, of course, have replays on a nice little text document for me to view. And so, let's minimize that, and there we go. Just put it right there. First one is this one. Operation succeeded. What does that mean? Either way. Greens have one, and great here. If another Advanced Wars not by Web, Days of Ruin, Tiny Wars replay. As well on the north side as the Yellow Hawk, we got Siler SK. As well on the south side as the Green Gelder, or should I say Lee, we got Yoshi Rider. When it comes to Hawk, he's technically a custom CO in Days of Ruin, at least for Tiny Wars. As standard boarding cost, only 2 radius, has 3 expansion zones with a staggering 120 maximum. His day-to-day provides plus 10% offense, plus 10% defense. His entry cost is cheaper, 50, giving of course that effect global, and of course give the Black Wave effect. While the Black Storm only costs 100 out of 120, which does of course provide the Black Storm effect of plus 2 health and minus 2 health. Gelder is of course a model from, or actually yeah, it is technically a 3-unit model from the Valkyria Chronicles. But either way, in this game he's known as Lee. Standard boarding cost, 3 radius, 30, 60, 60. Has a pretty decent upgrade. He immediately got kick spam bomb. Provides plus 10 for all units, and all units who start their CO zone, start the action within the CO zone, gets plus 1 movement range. Of course, for superpower, it does give plus 2 movement range for all units globally. So he's the movement CO. I don't really see him all too often. It sounds pretty good, but honestly, he's just okay. Which I think is a good spot to be in. This map is a 3-base map, 2 airports. You do also have a temporary airport on your opponent's side of the map. If I bring up the temporary airport here, you can see here it does hide air and ground. And so you have a temporary airport, you can do a nice little forward resupply right there. It's a weird spot for it. And do know as well, radar stations cannot see through hideable. Got a number of bikes employed in the field. And 2 more bikes there. Both players do start off some cities in the back line for additional income. After all, infantry is a little bit more expensive in Days of Ruin as opposed to other previous Advanced Wars games. Particularly infantry, and Gelder does load himself up into a bike, which I don't know how effective that will be. It will provide his bike plus 1 movement range. Gotta make sure to move other units before moving a CO to get the plus 1 movement range on them. Guess we're gonna wait and see how well it goes. This of course allowed the infantry go straight to the base there, very nice. He does move the CO unit last, very good, and now he's in a position where we can also boost these other 2 units forward, very nice. I think he's doing some precise movements there, not fully utilizing his own movement, which is perfectly fine. Hawk loading himself onto a tank. And of course got a tank here by Gelder as well. Gelden. Okay, now I'm sort of forget his name. Yeah, same as well. Thing as well, he put his CO unit right there. It's out of range of this baser, so this flare, as well as a tank, did not get plus movement range. I don't know if maybe that was a bit of a mistake there. Could have been. Be a good idea. I've seen a lot of players use him to boost units out in the early game to get them quickly on the field. Feels like Hawk is doing quite well in field control. Hawk has brought out a battlecopter. Does capture the radar station. The radar station does provide 3 defense stars. And we got double flare by Green as well. Flares are excellent combat squads, as well as have, of course, the flare ability. And got the double artillery and bike there. Howdy. Gregor, yeah. And I think I'm getting the names all mixed up now. But yeah, Valkyria Chronicles is good. You can get Valkyria Chronicles 1 and 4 off of Steam. You do not have to worry about 2 and 3. Those 1 and 4 happen at the same time, while 2 and 3 happens after 1. And definitely after 4 as well. It's a good turn-based strategy. It mixes turn-based strategy with real-time, where you move your units one at a time, but the combat happens in real time. So you're moving forward of let's just say a scout, but their enemies are constantly shooting at you in form of Overwatch. It's a pretty fun game. It's also in the bit of a genre of anti-war game. War game. Anti-air infantry battlecopter once again. Blair has fired, and of course we're going to capture the radar station. Hawk's command tank back there. Right now Hawk has 21,000, but it feels like Hawk has just better field control. Though Green is pushed forward up here, this stuff, the radar station has good vision, and so Hawk's command tank get an excellent strike there on the tank there. So I think it's safe enough for Hawk to push forward with his tank and strike the other tank. Flare, push forward, gets a good shot there, and gets a good shot there. And the battlecopter swoops on in, picks it off immediately. Hawk has a great engagement on the left flank, and gains a good capture there. Does recon their artillery there, decides to machine gun with the infantry unit there. Managed to get only 8% damage, granted it is on 3-star defense property, there's a 5 health bike there. I thought this infantry unit would strike the artillery there. Guess not. I don't know why I thought it was Gelder. Maybe I'm getting a mix of another character. Battlecopter does get shot down. Flare there. Artillery strikes infantry and finishes off their infantry. Gets first strike on the bike and finished off there. Very nice. Gregor has 10 energy. And Hawk has 16. Hawk's command tank is pretty healthy. Got a flare here. Radar station does offer good vision. You can see the vision here in the counterpart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this radar station should have vision of that tank. Yep. Which Hawk could use at the strike. He can strike the tank there. However, it would be going through fog of war. Takes up the unit there. Let's see if he goes, risks it. Flare fires there, so no additional fire support. He sees the path that's clear towards the tank. Of course, his battlecopter hidden in the background. And just goes to the radar station there. Not a bad idea. Charging forward could be a good idea, but it's also an easy backfire. So it's probably good that he was not super aggressive. Hawkins turned for 97,000. Gregor starts to turn with 95 after repairs. Takes off another battlecopter there. Very nice. Bike's still back here, just boosting units forward. Takes off the 1 health infantry unit there. Probably should have struck the mech, honestly, rather than 1 health infantry unit, if I'm not mistaken. Guess maybe the flare didn't actually spot it? Thought the flare did reveal that mech, maybe not. But now the mech will probably strike the artillery. Multiple good hits over here. Tank heading down south of the winter. Battlecopter strikes battlecopter. Will be sacking the battlecopter and take out the battlecopter because it will be destroyed by the anti-air. Artillery is in range of the mech, so it will be shelled. Who's out there? Mech strikes the artillery. Medium tank anti-air mech. Hawk has 41 energy, a little bit more energy. Who gets his power? Battlecopter does withdraw. Remember as well, there's a temporary port he could utilize. Not sure how well. I'll still go for it. At least still force a response from your opponent. Hawk's command tank goes down, denies all that power charge there. While Gregor does get the 32 energy. Infantry. Battlecopter. War tank. Infantry. I was not expecting a war tank. And maybe we gotta either get that command bike back to get it boosted forward. Good damage there. Takes the battlecopter as well. Many good hits there. Sacks that unit there. Blair does get a good strike with the bike. 39 energy. Possibly he can get enough power charge to get his super power going, but may not be deployed out this turn. Does reveal the tank there. Has the flare. Fired off a round down to 1 ammo. This one is at 1 ammo for will be supplied. Another medium tank, mech, and infantry. Hawk to reload himself up into a medium tank as well. Artillery providing some covering for that infantry unit there. Wounded artillery creeping his way forward, trying to provide some fire support. Got infantry there. Gregor pulls back his command bike. Infantry unit there should probably be on that road. Oh, go straight for the mech there. T-copter. Anti-air, infantry, infantry. And T-copter. Gregor will probably get his superpower charged up this turn, but I don't think he'll pop it. Probably want to get boost the war tank forward like that. Infantry units pushing across the mountainside. This temporary airport's nice and secluded. Mech, battlecopter, infantry, tank. Blair spots a whole lot of, not really much there. Does not miss the medium tank. Gregor has his superpower available. And now with the +1 radius, now the war tank can be boosted forward a little bit. Good kills over there, infantry. Granted, the war tank's not exactly fast. So with +2 moon range, could get on top of the radar station. This could be quite nice to ambush a Hawk's medium tank. It will probably go too far forward and get hit by the war tank. The war tank's not likely going to be spotted. Yep, and now it's actually still within range of Gregor's aura, so he doesn't actually need the +1 range or +2 range. Just need the +1 range at the moment. That's good hits over there. Takes out infantry there. Gregor right now has 108. Hawk has 92. They're still pretty even, but Gregor does have the advantage. Artillery, artillery, anti-air. Will Gregor pop his superpower? There is perhaps an argument to help get a bit of a boost on the right flank. Anti-air finish off the mech. Takes out, good shot there. Almost takes out Hawk's war medium tank. It's basically knocked out though. Good strikes in the center. Wounds the anti-air as well, but the battlecopter with the anti-air should be enough to take it out still. Takes out some outlying units there. Infantry units advancing. Mech. And since the CO zone's maxed out, he's just using his CO unit as a boost forward for these two bases as well as the airport. Very nice. If he ever needs to get the extra movement range, of course, ooh, that did a lot more damage there. Didn't think this battlecopter would do that much damage to a war tank. Hawks made some pretty good gains this turn. That Warthing's effectively knocked out. Artillery can shell the anti-air. Medium tank. All gonna join onto Hawk's command tank. Battlecopter infantry mech. Takes out the command tank there, and the battlecopter as well. A lot of good hits there. Helicopter falling back. Bike's almost out of fuel. Mech. And another battlecopter with another tank. Commands seals the medium tank. Mech strikes mech. Infantry takes out infantry. Tank takes out anti-air. Mech infantry and missile. Ready to shoot down civilian airliners. That was gonna kill there. Couple good hits. A lot of good hits there. Anti-air infantry. Mech. And does save 8,000, nearly 9,000 funds. Well, anti-air still out of range. Picks out the battlecopter. Mech or battlecopter tank recon infantry. He's on the battlecopter there. Hits the recon. Blocks the bridge once again. Does get hit there on the mech. Tank does strike the artillery. Battlecopter finishes off that unit there. Tank strikes anti-air. Hawk is taking some losses down south. Of course, it has no vision of the missile at the moment. Mech. Tank. Another T-copter? Was it the same T-copter? That may in fact be the same T-copter. And rocket. Does establish a missile on top of the city there. Try and get what things you can out of his wounded units. Getting some good work done though. Do now have a battlecopter anti-air, flare, and infantry. Artillery, infantry, tank. Right now, Gregor has 147 versus 97. Starting to fall a bit behind. So that unit there hits the infantry unit as well. Takes out the artillery. Battlecopter, infantry, tank. Flare spot a whole lot of nothing, which means the infantry unit could push towards capturing some properties. Here's a battlecopter. Lots of good picks there. Got a battlecopter, couple battlecopters, mech and infantry, nothing too significant. Mech, anti-tank. Looks like Hawk or Gregor's just trying to lock down the right flank. He has armors now advancing towards the center, trying to claim the HQ. And infantry. Hawk has 0 inch at the moment. Does strike the war tank there. Oh, loses some units. I think he's sacking units. He may be eyeing to surrender relatively soon. Rocket. Mech. Nope, he's not surrendering. He's on the mech and on the infantry unit there. Trying to capture the HQ, but it has a 6 health mech, not too great. Good strike on the medium tank. Even put some machine gun rounds into the tank and the battlecopter. It does manage to take it out. Battlecopter, infantry, tank. Hawk's medium tank is right there, but does resign. This and grade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Not that button. Next replay will be this one. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get started. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Advance Wars Days of Ruin Tiny Wars replay. As well on the south side as the purple, not Lynn, well yes, Lynn. We have Jim Lahi. As well on the north side as the black Judy. We got Chan to show. Lynn is unchanged from the cartridge counterpart, has standard boarding cost, 1 radius, 30, 60, 60. She does provide all units with a standard +10/+10. Ground units get additional +20/+20, giving her a small little core army she can push forward with. Additionally, for her superpower, does also provide +2 vision range and sees through hiding places. Judy is of course a custom CO, has a reduced boarding cost of 30%, 3 radius, no expansion, no energy, has no power nor superpower. She provides all units +20/+10% in the aura, and of course you get 30% salvage for all damage you dealt. This map is a fog of war map with some airports. There are some Nissan Sea, which do hide naval units, not air units. And actually, okay, Missile Sea also provides damage resistance or defense stars to ground units, not to air units. There's also some seaports here, which could allow players to blow out battleship, but still generally not a good idea to go for battleships. So if you really want to put annoying, you can always just play a submarine and can deny it. Infantry bike. Lynn is going straight for the comm tower. Double infantry unit. So no bike last turn by Lynn. She also has 8,000 in the bank. So some tells me she's going to go for a tank this turn. Got a recon to reconnoiter the map. Tank and infantry, leaving herself 1,500 remaining. Try and capture some properties there. We'll be able to secure them. Recon advancing. anti-air bike. And maybe we'll capture the party, but can easily be interrupted. CO's tank there. Going northwards. With our castle vision, we see right what's good. We got an early anti-air by Judy. I'm not sure about that. Does take up the capturing squad there. She can risk going on top of the city there, hope not get trapped. All depends how much. It will be a risk, but could be a safe risk. We'll be able to get a good shot on that bike. Decides not to take the risk there, just went for a boost strike from the mountains. Not a bad idea. Get a nice 5 energy there. And right now, Judy still does not have a tank. She has gone from early battle copter, no CO unit. And with the infantry unit on top of the mountainside, Lynn does have good spotting, barring all the hiding spots there. But got a good enough unit for scouting, such as the flare. She's probably wondering where his opponent's tank is at, but she also sees the battle copter there, so it probably is a good idea the fact there's no tank in the field with seeing the anti-air, recon, and battle copter. Picks up the infantry unit there, trying to flip some properties. Got 16,000 versus 18,000, so Lynn does have the advantage in income at the moment. Actually, no, it should be evened out pretty soon. Interrupts the capture and takes it out. Blair does get a good shot there. I thought she was going to push her command tank up over there. Judy has her command tank over here. Lynn's not committing her tank just yet. It went down south the winter. Got another flare and artillery there. Judy's tank is on top of the comm tower. Now that infantry unit will be shelled by the artillery. Good shots up there. And trying to flip the northern comm tower, but easily be interrupted. A flare shot with right around here could be good to reveal that tank, allow her tank to get a first strike on in. We also got a battle copter here. She does have to be careful with the anti-air. It's a good idea to send anti-air towards the opponent's airport. It's good shots there. And since she knows where the anti-air is at, she knows how to keep it safe. Could throw the 1 health infantry unit there just for additional blocking there, but it does not position to get on top of the mountain. Many good hits there. It takes out the battle copter among a lot of units there. Lynn's taking some early advantages, looks like. 85,000 for 63, so they're still getting pretty even. Kyle's player 2 still needs their day-to-day funds added on in. Hits the anti-air, and does put a bit more damage here onto the anti-air with the recon. At this rate, Lynn may need to go for a duster up here. Tank at bag, and of course another battle copter. So that unit there, she has now 34 energy. Anti-air gets some damage there, nothing too significant though. She definitely gets another anti-air up north at least. Does go for anti-air there. Got a couple of strikes at the command tank and finished it off as well. 44 energy. She does have a medium tank now advancing. Bike and battle copter. That tank there. The anti-tank has pushed forward in good defense position there and has plenty of meat shields in front of it. Lynn's artillery is out of range and maybe best for her just pull a little bit far back out of the region. Though sacking something to take out the anti-air would be quite nice, but be a bit dangerous, of course. Battle copter falls back. There is a temporary airport. It could dock itself there or land itself there. Goes for our own anti-tank over here to help equalize this region. Anti-air over here as well, once again. tank, artillery, and T-copter. It's a despicable neutral property up north. There's some good damage there. Of course, nothing in CO zone. That's in CO zone. 54 energy, but got 9% damage there. War tank bike. That was spot the artillery there. And gets good one-shots it, gets decent amount of salvage there. Now Lynn's airport is occupied. She also should have gone for the war tank over here. I think just more tanks in general would be not bad. Battlecopter, mech, and tank. Flare flanks. Wounds the command bike there. It's good shots up there. A lot of good hits there. She has access to her superpower, which could be very nice. Plus 30% firepower for all ground units. Global could be very good. And do another rocket there. The rocket can reach airport at a 1 health infantry unit. There's not like it will be captured anytime soon. Trying to flip some properties, take out the medium tank. Command bike does go right there, hits the anti-tank quite hard, and there again. Getting a decent amount of salvage there. A lot of targets here. Lynn may pop her superpower this turn for extra spotting. 2 T-copters up there. And here comes the superpower. You can see now she has nearly half the map entirely scouted out, more than half the map. So now she has pretty good vision. She can make good calls now, such as base locking herself, which is actually probably a good call. Deploys out battlecopter there. Strikes the mech up there. Another tank there. Artillery pushing forward. Anti-air moving around. Ends her turn. She does still have at least plus 30 global on all ground units. Plus 10 for all of the units. Couple good small picks there. Capturing up that despicable neutral property there. Lynch right now has 70,000 versus 20,000. But he does have economic advantage at the moment. If she scouts out the despicable neutral city, then she can shell it. Nice bit of power charge there. Battlecopter does fall back. She did see the mech up there. She did, of course, tackle the battlecopter, but did not decide to scout out, and now the artillery's out of position. Not only is out of position, you can't really cover the comm tower. 5 capture progress remaining. They got 0. Or try to say 20. Right now comes up out in the field. Still day-to-day difference. Judy has ever slight advantage. Battlecopter recon anti-air. Battlecopter does not spot there. Anti-air falls all the way back, so this is a tank. So she's just going to fall back and regroup. Artillery tank. Bike does strike the bike. T-copter is advancing. When those T-copters can easily go down, she could move her CO unit to next to it to get some good power charge. Does do that. Anti-air flare. 127 versus 115, so she's starting to pull a slight advantage. She has right now no CO zone unit on the field. Oh, there's CO artillery. Good strike from the war tank. Anti-tank into position, but it is in range of the rocket, just out of vision range of the rocket. And does get some good power charge there, but will not get a boosted rocket strike onto the anti-tank if that happens. Good strike there. Anti-air takes out the mech. Artillery providing some covering fire. Rocket gets on top of HQ, so this hiding did save that anti-tank from World of Pain. Tank, infantry, battlecopter. Does get trapped there. Got multiple artillery and a rocket in this region now. Able to start shelling some of the stuff. Anti-air gets hit. Does get knocked out entirely. Tank battlecopter. Rig. This new airport, temporary airport's also still despicably neutral. Takes the command artillery there. Nice little flare there. Spots a whole lot of stuff. Good amount of stuff going down. Lin has 37 energy now stored on up. Infantry does get a good strike there on that anti-tank. Infantry bike battlecopter. Battlecopter, however, is in range of this anti-air, but not in vision range. T-copter missile infantry. Anti-air, oh not anti-air, flare and artillery. Good shot there. T-copter scouts. Good shot there in the bike. Battlecopter tank anti-air. Flared fired once again. Tank gets shot up and does get knocked out there. Bike gets on top of the city. War tank gets a good shot on it, but it's in range of the anti-tank now. Anti-tank is in range of the rocket. Lin right now has 40 energy, so she probably won't get her superpower the next turn. But she can definitely buff up something. Infantry. Got another medium tank and battlecopter. Lin is starting to fall more and more behind, large thanks to the day-to-day income difference. Does get a booster strike there onto the anti-tank with the rocket. Finish off the anti-tank. Command copter does take a good strike there. Infantry unit gets hit there. It's good damage across the front line. Of course, we've got two medium tanks here, and the artillery is in range. Artillery is on 2 ammo, so it's going to be running out of ammo pretty quick, but we do have a rig here, the rig of the game. But it's there. Goes from the medium tank and bike. War tank getting struck. Zeiss used the battlecopter there. Good strikes in the war tank, down to 1 health remaining. It's still fully vetted though. The missile is advancing in range of 2 battlecopters at the moment. Medium tank and battlecopter. Good shot there on the medium tank and on that medium tank as well. Lynn's at 59 out of 60 energy, so she's very close to getting her superpower. But she looks like will not get it this turn. The missile does get struck by the battlecopter. Quite a bit of good, valuable hits there by Lynn. And serve 130, Judy starts serve 114. So those are still pretty even at the moment. Battlecopter takes up battlecopter, battlecopter strikes the artillery. Lynn does not have too much, or really anything at all up north. Infantry, battlecopter, flare. Takes a take there and pops the superpower. A lot of good hits. She doesn't have to worry about Fog of War as much this turn. War tank falls all the way back down south, so it's going to take a bit of time to get that repaired up. Anti-air artillery. Infantry, anti-air, battlecopter. Lots of good hits there. Flare over here. So the anti-air. Medium tank strikes a medium tank. Medium tank goes down. Judy's losing quite a bit, has 88,000 in the field. Lynn starts in serve 112. Does take them out the battlecopter there with the missile. Now we've got a war tank provided by Judy. Rocket does finish that one off. Rocket right now has 4 ammo, has been recently resupplied. An infantry in there. And serve 105 versus 110. Lots of good energy there, up to 45 energy already. Lynn starting to chain multiple powers together. And serve 118. Judy, of course, will have 111 after with the day-to-day income, so only slightly behind. Good hits there. Medium tank gets a good strike on the anti-air. Lynn's command tank will be knocked out, however. Anti-air will get some good damage on this battlecopter, but it'll be just 6 health anti-air. CO's the wounded tank there. Good boost strike there. Artillery or rocket does strike the medium tank. Does strike the rocket there for a bit of damage. We actually had a battleship here. Did not pay close enough attention to that. That's pretty expensive after all. Don't know how effective it will be. Probably to very little side. Must have really was desperate to get a static emplacement there. Good strike on that medium tank. Of course, has to be careful with the rocket. Rocket is in range medium tank. Does not get knocked out, but is effectively done for. Infantry. Good strike there on the medium tank. Of course, right next to a anti-air. Battlecopter, mech, medium tank. Another battlecopter by artillery. Does get trapped on the tank there. Some good hits on the left flank. Medium tank start hitting that anti-air. Good strike there. This anti-air may arrange this battlecopter if it has a clear path. That's probably what she's eyeing. Does clear it up. Anti-air will strike the battlecopter. It does spot the anti-tank as well. Of course, artillery is in range, so if it tries to hit one of the medium tanks, it will be retaliated upon. Good shot there, takes that war tank out. Now her war tank's at 9 health, has been repaired up enough. And then does have enough for another superpower. Instead of 107, Judy's are starting at 100,000. Does get trapped there, takes the unit there. Now the artillery will be able to range the anti-tank. Got a couple of strikes of flare. Does reveal the artillery there at the last moment. It has vision over the anti-tank immediately. Pops the superpower, now has vision over everything. Of course, it does now see the battleship if she did not know about it already. Takes out Judy's anti-air. Anti-air artillery. Got a mech now forward in the field to be boosted by the rig. Good shots down south. Looks like Lynn's anti-air will be needed to help deal with some of these battlecopters. She could try merging the 4 health tank into the 8 health tank. Artillery does get a good strike there. Veteran medium tank does fall back. Anti-air strikes that unit there. Rocket artillery strikes the medium tank. Battlecopter strikes the battleship, but they're both going to go down. One to the missile, one to the anti-air. Battlecopter gets machine gun a little bit. Another anti-air. Tank. And it's turned with 109. Judy starts turning with 99. Lots of battlecopters went down there. Artillery almost goes down. And good hit there on the rocket. And Lynn's command tank will go down. She can upgrade, load herself onto the rocket, but it'll be a very wounded rocket. And Lynn decides to go ahead and resign. This Angrade saying, "Thank you for watching," and on to the next replay. Before I get started next replay, do you use the restroom? Please give me a moment. My apologies, I'm back. Let's keep on hitting that button. And let's go ahead and get started with this one. Oh yeah, it's that Sandy map. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Advanced Wars Days of Ruin Tiny Wars replay. So on the right side as the red Will, we got Inconspicuous. So on the left side as the green Tasha, we got Yoshi Rider. When it comes to COs, Tasha has been buffed from the cartridge counterpart, has standard boarding cost, 1 radius, 30, 60, 60. All units get plus standard plus 10 plus 10. All air units get additional plus 40% offense, plus 20% defense, and if they start from an CO zone, gets plus 2 movement range. And a superpower gives them a staggering plus 4. Will is of course unchanged for the cartridge counterpart, has standard building cost, 2 radius, 30, 60, 60. Has the standard plus 10 in the CO zone for all units, and all direct ground units get additional plus 20% offense. And of course, CO power, they also get plus 2 movement range. So let's get started. Oh yep, the comm towers, of course, the Advanced Wars by web, and of course dual strike comm towers, so they provide plus 10% of offense and 0 defense. Also, I would not mind them adding another tile to the game of just the old style comm tower for this particular aspect. I think the old style comm tower is a little bit better because when you get both players capture one comm tower, both players have plus 10% fire, 10% offense, and 10% defense, sort of making a bit more negligible benefits, as opposed to plus 10% offense makes it hyper lethal for both sides. Of course, it'll be up to the map maker at that point in time. If you look over here as well, you see a pair of meteorites to cause mobility issues. These are beaches, so these are traversable. We also got a beach here as well. So there are a bit of way of traversements. This way, of course, will be a bit slow. Of course, the forest there, and over here we got wasteland to also slow units going down this way as well. I mentioned motorized units will just have a hard time in this general area, so breaking meteorite will allow us a better traversement. Additionally, as well, there's a lot of shores here, including bridge on beach, which means not traversable by blue water ships, only by the brown water ships. But there are 2 sea tiles here, with more beaches here. So I'm sort of surprised there's not a beach on bridge here. Could just be designed on the map. Because see more beaches here, with bridges here, bridge on seas. So in theory, you can put out, and it could be meant for temporary seaports. Don't know if you can put the temporary seaports on bridge on beach or bridge on beach, but this could go for temporary seaport, and temporary seaport. Yeah, don't go the temporary seaport path. Do you have now think about Will? He'll likely seal himself in there. Did go for a bit of a base skip. Artillery down south. Let's see, airport's back here. Tasha, let's see. In order to get out a battlecopter and triple base, you need 45,000 plus 9,000. So she needs 13,500 in money in the bank, and that is likely to be deployed out this turn because she has 14,000 in the bank. So likely Tasha battlecopter this turn. Will may want to eye for a relatively early duster because since he's fighting against Tasha. Oh, and then I'm completely wrong. Got recon, mech, and tank. While technically you can load Tasha to any unit, it's still probably a good idea to be loaded up in a battlecopter, maybe duster, due to the high firepower and the extra mobility. Got interior mech, so Will's going for a decent number of mechs, not dealing with the meteorites. It's actually maybe dealing with the meteorites this turn, or starting to deal with it. Yep, and he takes a mech shot there, getting some good damage. Interior tank. And base skip. Does get trapped there. Give him 10 nice, Will 10 nice easy energy. Interrupts that capture there as well. Still decent number of despicable neutral properties in the central diagonal. Tank battlecopter double base skip. Does get trapped there. Does get trapped there. Interrupts the capture. Stops the capture. Hits the bike there, interrupting future captures. And there is the battlecopter. Likely will be CO'd next turn. Infantry flare. Good damage there, and there. Wills of 37 MG, and has now here in the center of the map. Battlecopter, artillery, infantry, mech. COs the battlecopter. Battlecopter eyeing the sortie up north. She has vision of the anti-air, so she knows of existence. And this battlecopter is souped up. Her right now has plus 80% firepower, thanks to this comm tower as well as plus 50% defense. And Will has enough for superpower. Of course, we'll have to use entire tank turn. It's already been used, which will give him, let's see, his direct ground units, right? Exact terminology is direct ground units, so including all infantry will get +2 movement range. So this could be a nice sprint of mechs. A sprint of mechs. Is that the plural term for mechs? The sprint of mechs? Couple good picks there. Hits the anti-air as well, so this battlecopter could get a free pick there to finish off that anti-air. That infantry just needs to move out of the way. Units push way forward over here. Has anti-air for escort as well. Nothing to deal with the tank nor the anti-air. Does have a bike there, or infantry. Deal 15 out of. Could probably get some good damage there. I think Will's ore is being very useful there. Meteorite has been cleaned on up. This is Max moving forward now without the superpowers. He's probably not going to be pulling the superpower this turn. Get the mechs in position and then sprint across the land. I don't know why that sort of seemed funny right there. Got a double medium tank and now of course got artillery there. One health tank falls back. Has not spotted that anti-air as well. Letting that anti-air escape is a bit of a problem. That battlecopter is out of vision range at the moment. No, it's not out of vision range. It's next to a city. So Will could get a nice strike on that battlecopter. In fact, with the superpower, it can actually reach around the backs of the battlecopter this turn. Moving down south right now. Flare. Not trying to do damage to Tasha's battlecopter. Playing defensively. Get some small picks down south. Oh, looks like she's going to do a bit of a sortie with the battlecopters, trying to push them together. You can take artillery pushing down south. Tasha's command battlecopter has gotten 0 damage done. Anti-air mech tank. And next turn, Will's anti-air will be fully healed. Not to mention, so that's the superpower, so they can just charge across the map. Good shot there. Gets 9 energy. Trying to flip that property. Takes the mech there. Does spot the artillery and medium tank down there, as well as the battlecopter. Things well, that anti-air is in range of the mech and the medium tank if the superpower. Or also be hidden. Battlecopter, infantry, tank, flare. And here comes the superpower. I'm going to do turn by turn now. Move by move. Hits the tank there. Sprints across the land. Sprints, interrupts the capture. Sprints and scouts out that anti-air, nukes it in one shot. Gets the bike there. A lot of good kills there. Does not spot the battlecopter just yet. The battlecopter will strike battlecopter. Anti-air takes out bike there. Tank hits recon. Mech hits tank. Interrupts capture. Tank stops capture. Anti-air out of movement range of the hitting that battlecopter. Or maybe not. Taking that out allows Tasha's battlecopter to get knocked out there. I think Will got a massive turn there. And it's 150,000. Tasha starts to 105, so she's pretty hit there. Artillery. What did the artillery strike there? It didn't strike the medium tank. Seals that battlecopter there. And use the boost the other battlecopter forward. Good strike on that tank. Tank, and infantry. Takes out the battlecopter there. Captures that property. Good strike on the anti-air. Next, good strike on the tank. Anti-air strikes the battlecopter. The 3F battlecopter to finish off. Interrupts the capture once again. Artillery goes down. Battlecopter, tank, mech, and flare. Getting some chip damage on that artillery. Yeah, it looks like Tasha's on pullback there. A lot of units are wounded, and not to mention she's just lacking any sort of proper frontline units. Snipe. Powers, sneeze. Excuse me. 97% because of the comm tower. Tasha can't get a break. Quite pause. Yep. Oh, sorry. Oh, deletes the gunboat. Gets the CO unit on top of the HQ. Getting some charge there. 19 power charge. Infantry, anti-air. Not 97, but 105. Yeah, that's quite a bit. Right now, Will has quite a commanding lead right now. Getting some chip damage there. Will has a sizable force here. Battlecopter pushing forward. In fact, there's nothing stopping Battlecopters get nice 2 quick picks there. Also, she's now up to 19 energy. Next, heading down south, as well as some infantry. One tank here to stop the advance does get spotted there, and will get double tapped by these tanks. Missile, anti-air, infantry. Missile looks like it's going to head down south, though I'm not too sure. Yeah, probably down this way. Anti-air's right there. So she's trying to hold up north. Anti-tank in the center. May would invest going top the comm tower. The mystery comm tower only provides 2 defense stars rather than 3. Usually comm towers provide 3 defense stars, so this one's particularly weaker. Infantry. Battlecopter, anti-air, and infantry. Got a massive ball there. Got Duster, a couple bikes, and infantry unit there. Tasha right now has 32 energy, so she has +1 CO zone. But she can't really advance to that blob at the moment. She has just lacking things to put a punch hole into it. And more anti-airs and battlecopters will counter her own battlecopters. Strikes Will's command tank there. Will knock it out. It's the anti-air as well. Got another 2 anti-airs. One she does spot. Of course, she does spot another battlecopter as well. Infantry tank, battlecopter, infantry. And takes puts her around there. Takes out Tasha's battlecopter. You'll likely see this battlecopter down south. Anti-tank does take a hit there. Main tank finished off the tank there. Battlecopter strikes the anti-tank. Medium tank, infantry. Tasha's turn. Flare does fall back. Infantry unit does get a hit there on the bike. Wounded tank falls back. Seals the battlecopter once again. There's another bike there, trying to flip the property, but it's 8 health infantry. And those she's preparing up for a sortie. Tank infantry. Does get a shot there in the infantry unit there, picks it off. So infantry there. Tank does strike the mountaineer. There's a flare there, and flares, even if they have low health, their flares are still perfectly usable. Same infantry unit there, picks off some of these outlying units. Maybe we'll need to get some more infantry up here to start capturing some of these properties. We have 21,000 versus 23,000. The Will does have a much substantial force in the field. And it's 195,000 versus 130,000. Send the sortie, get some power charge there. 3 power charge. Will has 0 power charge at the moment. There's fresh command tanks up north, artillery, battlecopter, tank, and infantry. There's strike on the infantry unit, picks it off. Duster does get a nice little recon pass there. And just slowly creeping his way forward as missile. Tank anti-air bike. Tasha's turn, still has a flare in the region, but slightly out of range. Solo current trying to keep her way forward, trying to capture some property. She does have 25,000 income. Mech does get picked off there. Of course, maybe it would have been better to try to hit that battle copter. Of course, Fog of War. Does spot the Duster there. Got Duster there to counter the Duster. Infantry, artillery. Player spots pretty much everything. Try and flip 2 properties down south now. Recon stops the flip and fully stops it. Player does get hit there, and infantry unit there. Something tells me Tasha may just charge the next turn. Upon there's so many interiors in the region, her battlecopters won't last so too long. There's another recon there. There's some power charge there, but not enough to get the CO charge. Or +1 radius to continue pushing forward. Good hits there. Battlecopter strikes a medium tank. It's a flare there. But sometimes this counterattack will be quite devastating. The missiles in range of the command battlecopter. So they push right forward. Battlecopter infantry, flare, tank. Artillery strikes the tank there. And here does fall back, trying to get probably +1 CO zone. Does now. Takes a lot of good kills there. A lot of picks. Everything's going down. Tasha stopped 4. She just basically lost everything there. And still losing even more. He just got his CO power charge. He went from, I think, 0 to 60 one turn. So next turn he can pull out his superpower. Helicopter, bike. It looks like she's not going to surrender. Duster can curse gauge the Duster. Tank. Infantry. Here comes the superpowers, so now his units can sprint across the land, get some good kills. One-shotting pretty much everything. Everything. Except for that one. Yeah, 200 and soon be 225 versus 72. Yep, that's pretty much game. Anti-air tank. And resign. The Zan grade say thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. I want to make sure that these are two different players. Let's get started. Try not to cast two the same person each week. Try to mix it up a little bit, but this should be good to go. So let's go ahead and get started. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Advance Wars Daisy Ruin Tiny Wars replay. Spawn on the north side as the red Grot, who got average __ Joe. Spawn on the south side as the black Tabata, we got Motimon. Grot is of course a custom seal, 50 boarding cost, 0 radius, 20, 50, 50. Basically a good counterpart to Tabata, which I should have talked about her first. All units in the CO zone gets +10/+10. All units in the CO zone who start their turn actions inside the CO zone, including direct ones, get +1 maximum range. And for superpower, it does apply all that global, but +2 max range for all units. Tabata is unchanged for the cartridge counterpart, has standard boarding cost, 0 radius as well, 30, 60, 60. And of course, all units in the first CO zone has a staggering +60, +60. And of course, for superpower, summons a Stern Meteor, and I believe it does follow the same 3 random patterns as well. These two COs with the CO zone are quite comparable, but even though Tabata has more energy requirement for her CO zone and power charge, it is easier for her to get that power charge. Why? Because she can reliably one-shot everything. Brad cannot reliably one-shot stuff. +10/+10 is actually not that significant. That's one reason why I recommend players to load, perhaps I'd load her Grot into an anti-air, which anti-airs are pretty reliable at taking out infantry units there. Get 2 kills for the increased expansion, and then she can start really good. Once she gets her +1 CO zone, that's when she actually becomes actually from mid-range to actually an excellent CO, able to push multiple units forward to get +1 range. In short, both these COs have their own little pattern. For Grot, I've seen a lot of players load her on the tank, which I disagree. Get enough damage, get +1 CO zone, then they should just start trying to push units forward and the +1 max range. Don't really worry about trying to get the superpower, in my opinion, for her. But I just say get that +1 CO zone, that's when she becomes lethal. Tabata, on the other hand, of course, she goes from a duelist/assassin initially, then she becomes a wall break with a +1 CO zone, making it so she can just smash the front lines. And to end the game, she summons Sturm's Meteor and make this +60 global. Her CO's power is a winning condition, however, not using it is also highly devastating. This map is a 3 base map, 1 airport, 2 seaports. This map does offer a significant amount of properties. There's also a pair of comm towers in the corners. It's generally, they are contestable, but they're also more favorable for one side than the other side with the free gunboat drop-off. Grot could be eyeing to get her CO or comm tower quicker to get her CO to help out CO unit. Tabata's CO unit does not need the support of a comm tower. But yeah, that's sort of my opinion how the difference between the COs. Tabata is excellent as always. This map does offer some neutral temporary seaports on the map, so Greyfield could perhaps use them. Infantry? 4,000 funds, so possible bike? No, got 3 bases there, so probably triple infantry. So she could always base skip for bike. Oh yeah, 4,000. I always forget the fact that infantry costs 1,500 in Days of Ruin. So you have to go for a base skip because you can't afford 3 infantry. Tabata now has 7,000 income, or 7,000 funds. She could eye for a tank double base skip. That's probably not a good idea, so it's probably going to be bike. Oh, infantry, recon. Nope, looks like she's going to reconnoiter the area. Rat's starting to capture the comm tower down south. Tabata could start eyeing it, but she may be eyeing for this comm tower here. And we've got a recon now by Grot as well. Bike infantry. Tabata loads herself up into a recon. I have no idea how effective that will be. How much damage does a Tabata recon do to an infantry squad? If she's going for this sort of play, she may be trying to go for a fast CO power? Not so sure. This is definitely going to be interesting. Usually a tank is by default for Tabata for good reasons. The recon is playing it cheap. This is a triple base map, and since both players have a gunboat here, it's more likely to have a whole bunch of infantry here, so I think Tabata's going to try to rush a superpower. If that's even a thing. Because I think that's a thing this game. And do have another tank deployed in the field, seals it with Grata's loader CO unit into the tank there. Like I said, I disagree with that. Artillery, infantry. Both sides have the comm tower. She can make an estimate where her opponent's infantry is based on where her infantry is. Like, alright, it's probably safe enough to push the recon right there. Though this infantry unit will not get spotted. Lots of projects being captured. Recons. Covers were quite heavy with recons. Not so sure about this. And her CO recon is not being aggressive enough, I would say. If she loads her CO unit into recon, she's got to be super aggressive, right? But she's not. Flare tank. Flares are disturbingly effective in combat, and of course always quite nice for their flare effect. Tabata's playing this game relatively weird, I'm going to just say that. Excuse me. Sanks should be able to range that infantry unit there. Decides not to engage it. Anti-air infantry, battlecopter infantry. Artillery heading up north. Anti-air, battlecopter, bike, and mech. Oh, we got a bomber by Grot. Was not expecting that. The money is coming on in. 26,000 for 25,000. This map has a lot of funds. Okay, Tabata can reliably one-shot infantry that's on top of a force. Force in Days of Ruin have 3 defense stars rather than 2. So Talbot's recon is still firing, well, at this point, autocannon shots, not necessarily machine gun. Tank, battlecopter, bike. Does get trapped there. Grot does get shot there. Gets 8 energy only. And there's a lot of targets up here, but Tabata will need 2 more kills before she gets +1 CO zone. Deletes the unit there to prevent the power charge. And the bomber's being brought on in to hit that command recon. But the thing is, well, she'll go in, keep the other recons somewhat safe, and merge them later. I understand deleting the infantry unit there. You do not want Taba to get her CO charge. Wonder what Taba's going to do with that recon. Gonna spot a whole lot of infantry there for Tabata to clean up. Of course, a bomber's lurking around. Does go for the bait there and sees the bomber. How big this bomber is with a Tabata recon, I have no idea. Half damage. That's... Tabata's recon does go down. Understandable. We do... Tabata Dusters are actually pretty lethal as well. I've played the campaign before. Tabata Dusters are lethal. We may see a Tabata Duster, a campaign level move. Because it's that one mission between Tabata and Tasha that you get their fear Tabata Dusters. Got a Duster up north. What was he, a Tabata Duster? Delete's gunboat. She's going to CO the tank next turn. She's not going to be COing the Duster. Tank, anti-air, artillery, and another battlecopter. Interrupts the capture there. Tabata does have both comm powers captured at the moment, which means she has +10/+10 global. Anti-air, artillery, battlecopter. And she has also, Grot has a lander. Bomber creeps his way forward to have anti-air in this region. Duster is on intercept course. Grot's pretty close to +1 CO zone, which is very important. CO the tank. Anti-air takes the battlecopter. Of course, that was also a bit of bait. Taking out the anti-airs right now, sure, it is worse off to lose a battlecopter to an anti-air, but it allows you to take out the anti-airs and keep the bomber nice and safe. So I think sacking the battlecopter was a good play. Good for Tabata, better for Grot. Because with more air superiority, the bomber can just reign supreme. She does load up that tank there with the CO unit. Battlecopter, anti-air, mech, and recon. Does hit the infantry there. Bomber creep its way forward. I'm trying to flip that comm tower back around. Does spot the duster here. Anti-air advancing slowly. There's a machine gun around this meteorite, you monster. Anti-air battle and artillery got pushed forward by the lander. Battlecopter there. And right now, Grot is lacking stuff up north, just as mostly just infantry and some other sporadic units. Tank, infantry, tank. Top of this tank does not get a one shot there. Does interrupt the capture though. Blair did fire up north, spotting a whole bunch of infantry. Honestly, Tabitha doesn't have too much up north as well. Mostly just infantry, a couple mechs, and flare and artillery. So both sides taking a bit more defensive posture. Got our rocket now deployed in the field. But the front lines have smashed into each other down south. The bomber could strike a target. Doesn't be worried about anti-air and duster. Well, with our cast division, I only see the single anti-air and the single duster. More anti-airs following it up, but they're a little bit out of range at the moment. And we also got Grot's command tank as channel 25 fuel, so nothing too much left. Tank, battlecopter. There's another set of rounds into the meteorite. Looks like this last city is despicably neutral, but will be flipped now. Some damage there. Grab does a +1 CO zone. Good damage there for Tabata. There's not that unit there. Grab, no, does not capture the despicably neutral property. And immediately takes up Grot's. I hit my microphone pretty badly there. Immediately takes up Grot's command tank, knowing the threat of it once it goes +1 CO zone. Air units and lurking behind. The battlecopter front will likely be struck. Lander, anti-air, and tank. And, oh, looks like Grot decides to surrender there, losing her CO unit. As Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Before I go to the next replay, do these restroom once more. Please give me a moment. Just leave it there for now. My apologies, I am back. Let's see. Got 2 more replays from this segment of game goes looking up. One of them I think I did want to cast. I already did him twice today, so we'll just go on to the next replay. Yep, this is another game I wanted to cast. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Advance Wars, Daisy Ruin, Tiny Wars replay. Spawn on the south side as the blue Penny, we've got Inconspicuous. Spawn on the north side as the teal Tabata, we got Ari32. This map is a little less common. I don't think I've cast this map before. We do have 2 bases here, 1 airport, already catch, as well as 1 sitting course HQ. Both players do have artillery off in the corner, but it is out of range of the meteorite. So I'm not sure exactly what it's supposed to do. Probably just provide some bit of cover for the base, the HQ itself. By the way, let's get started. These number fires in the field, so it is Fog of War, but it's basically Fog of War for only hiding spots. Looks like the 2 sisters going to be duking out today. Mr. Bear and Tabata. Pair of contacts in that, pretty secureable, don't seem too contestable. Got radar stations along the flanks. Bike. If I remember correctly as well, these are regular plasma, the super plasma, the blue ones, so they will all get removed if the meteorite next to it gets destroyed. So the artillery could be set free. Granted, the artillery is not exactly the highest valid target, so I'm not sure how much is worth it. Try to send a unit way off the flank to release the artillery. Recon mech. Yeah, decent number of hiding spots. Does get trapped there. Tank and mech. Tank gets on top of the hiding spot. Mist on planes does hide ground units. I would assume Mist should also perhaps also hide what's it called? Air units. After all, runes and Mist on planes are effectively the same. They have all the same. Oh, Mist on planes survive 2 defense stars, so it's a slight difference there. Let's get a first strike there. After that does load herself into a battlecopter, which can be very lethal. Mist on sea only hides naval, not air units. Got the multiple tanks over here. Penny's being a little defensive. Talbot's trying to be a bit offensive. And no, well, we do have an anti-air here. The Talbot could get a good first strike on in. Like right there. Does not take out the bike in one turn strike. I thought it would. Does made the 3 defense stars really to save it there. So Tabata right now has 9 energy, Penny has 6 energy. Trying to flip that property there, can easily be interrupted. Nukes the mech, tank strikes tank, of course it does block the road there, preventing the ATR from hitting the command copter. However, the command tank can probably, yeah, looks like this tank will be going on down. Interior will fall up. Top of maybe a little bit overextended there. Good strike on top of his battlecopter. Of course, at 4 health, not much more can do. Penny has 35, 36 energy at the moment, getting a significant amount of power charge going. Top of needs to fall back these units, get a prepared position. And maybe get another battlecopter merchant pick. Mostly she's just going to be aggressive with it. Does hit the anti-air though, but 3 health anti-air can do some work. Top does battlecopter, of course. 3 health won't last all too long. Should be able to be focused down. Another pair of tanks and battlecopter. Mech gets a good strike there. Penny's at 49 energy. And it's actually some good targets right in front of her as well. $55 energy. If Tabata just pulls back away from the CO tank, she will not be able to pull out her power next turn. Just simply pull units away from it. Does interrupt that there. Does pull back units away from Penny's aura. And does not merge right there. Another battlecopter. Tank bike. Does interrupt those captures. Of course, Tabata does have 2 tanks over here, which is quite significant. Multiple battlecopters down south. She does have 1 anti-air for anti-air coverage. And he now has her superpower. And I don't think Tabata's going to snipe it. This healthy battlecopter is simply out of range. As I mentioned, our command copter is. So she's got to brave the weather. 36 energy does not get plus 1 CO zone. How much does fire reveal when there's rain? Does it get down to 0 travels, or does it still provide the same amount? I'm not exactly sure. Rain's questionable right now. Does not go for a flare. Probably should go for a flare because it's going to see some weather. Because the chance of rain being horrible is likely. Snow is probably the least influential. Sandstorm always not good to have. And here comes the rain. It does go ahead and nerf. Oh. Penny, of course, is not affected by her own weather. But the fire towers that are neutral are affected, so she does lose. Penny does lose vision range from the rain tiles as well. This is quite significant. Not to mention, it's instant as well. So it does not have a lingering scouting effect. It does immediately lose vision. So Penny does not get any benefit from fire touch. It is not hers. She does have a flare in the field, which is very nice. Takes out that battlecopter there. Command copter is still alive. So Penny is adversely affected by the rain. Or at least the fire is. Because rain can douse fire. That's my justification. And this is a Tabata's vision range. No flares in the map, so not going to see much. No merge still. Surprised it has not been merged. Penny will have to, or Tabata has to be defensive for now during the rain. Her command, Penny's command tank is still alive, so she can start getting power charge going. There's a lot of power charge for her to steal. Get some good picks on the right side. Got double artillery there. Does spot the command copter. And now it's a target-rich environment in Penny's CO zone. And he gets 60 energy. No chain, though. Smokey the Bear does fight the fire. Their vision, anyways. Yep. Finally gonna merge them, the battlecopter. Though the ATR is almost fully repaired. And Tabata's still at 26 energy. Medium tank. Packed down to 4 health. And Tabata does lose her battlecopter there. She does have battlecopter range, the battlecopter to be useful. Right now she's just running blind flare on top of the city because it's out of flares. Gets strike on the battlecopter, but it's not super great, and Penny's at 46 energy. Sure, weather forecast is in full activity. The chance of her getting she will not be able to get a superpower next turn, due to the fact there's only one target within her CO zone range. And she does have her superpower available, but those go in the range of the artillery, but of course does mean to take out said artillery. Infantry, battlecopter, bike. Takes out that meteorite. Of course, she is next to the fire, so all that stuff is very visible. And here comes the snow. The snow's probably the most tolerable of the weather, in my opinion. Though I think people say they hate a fight against snow, and I actually do understand, because -1 movement range on all units is quite devastating. Basically, it's pick your poison. You want to have sand in your eyes? Would you have rain in your eyes, or you want to have snow in your eyes? Really, sand is the worst, because sand, this is horrible, it gets everywhere. And people keep on making the joke about it being coarse, rough, and gets everywhere. Nobody tells me how that's incorrect. I hate sand. Though, hugging around the flames could keep them warm. I sort of do understand the concept of fire tiles to help, provide vision. But also, the more you think about it, it's like, how on earth is there fire there that stays on a lit for all this time? Tank, bike. Battlecopter does strike battlecopter. ATR strikes unit. Getting some good hits over there. Does get trapped. Penny is right now 18 energy, and Rocket's actually out of range of the aura. Needs 22 more energy, and there are targets for to help out with that. So you have to, so the rock can get some damage on in for the aura without moving. Nice little merge there. ATR does have +1 range. Now the rocket can get a shot in the radius. There's a medium tank there. Medium tank takes out the tank. And she has another superpower ready to go. Yeah, Penny's chain of weather is just horrible. It's snow or never. Penny's modified versions. Ah, nice. And we got more snow here. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Yeah. Flared fire does get a nice vision over there. Right now, Tabata is in the back foot. She's 75,000 field versus 167. Yeah, at this current rate, I think it's a bit more of a one-sided fight now. I think this map may be a little bit too small for Tabata. I mentioned beforehand, Tabata is more of an assassin character, which means she would do better in open ground, pick off some low isolated units to get her power charge going. Then she can be able to wall break itself. But I think this map being a bit small laney had a bit of trouble for Tabata to get some kills on in. And Tabata does go and resign there. This is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. I am probably going to end the live stream a little bit early. I've been having some back issues lately, and my back is starting to get aggravated right now. My apologies. Either way, there's Angrade saying thank you for watching, have a good evening, and get some good rest.